Hi students, in previous section we discussed about alpha, beta, gamma. Alpha means coefficient of linear expansion, beta coefficient of superficial expansion, and gamma is coefficient of volume expansion. Okay, I would like to just recall once what is alpha. See here, at 0 degree Celsius, length of the rod is taken as L0 and on rising temperature up to T degree Celsius, the length of the rod now becomes LT. So at T degree Celsius, length of the rod is LT. So here the expansion of the rod is nothing but LT minus L0. Only this part only expanded. No? So the expansion of rod or increase in length of the rod is equal to alpha L0 delta T. Here delta T nothing but variation in the temperature. Okay. Here you may write T minus 0 nothing as T. Clear? Now, if they ask what is the length of the rod at a T degree Celsius, means if they ask LT, this minus L0 will be taken that side and L0 is common, then we got this formula. And from this formula, the value of alpha is LT minus L0. These two will be taken that side, L0 into T. And its units are per degree Celsius. Okay. This alpha is called as coefficient of linear expansion and it depends on nature of material and its value changes with unit of temperature. And also we mentioned in the last section, alpha is independent on shape and size of the material. Okay. Now, if alpha is positive, if alpha is positive, what does that mean? The meaning is on rise in temperature, length of rod increases. What happens? On rise in temperature, length of the rod increases. So, in mostly metals or any solid material, alpha is positive. Okay, so temperature rises, expansion of rod takes place. Okay, but some materials having alpha is negative. Some materials having alpha negative. What is the meaning of alpha negative? On rise in temperature, length of the rod decreases. Length of the rod decreases means contraction takes place. Okay, any examples? Yes, we have certain examples. One is cast iron or bismuth, leather, okay, and Indian rubber, etc. Okay, for all these type of materials, alpha is negative. That indicates on rise in temperature, contraction will be takes place. Clear now? So this is about alpha. And we also known about coefficient of superficial expansion, beta is equal to AT minus A naught by A naught into T, and coefficient of volume expansion, gamma is equal to VT minus V naught by V naught into T. Okay, so about all these formulas we learned in the previous section. Now in this section we would like to know about what is the relation between alpha, beta and gamma. Okay, so what is the relation between alpha, beta and gamma? Okay, we know the solids are generally in the three-dimensional. Okay, so along x-axis and it is along y-axis and it is z-axis. So in coordinate system, okay, generally solids are in three-dimensional. Okay. Now, whenever the solid is heated, it expands in all directions. If the expansion is same in all directions, then that type of solids are called as isotropic solids. Okay. What are isotropic solids? Isotropic solids are nothing but when a solid material is heated, if the expansion is same in all directions, then the type of solid is called as isotropic solid. Clear? So, for isotropic solids, alpha is to beta is to gamma value 1 is to 2 is to 3. What is the relation? Alpha is to beta is to gamma is equal to 1 is to 2 is to 3. What does that mean? That meaning is beta value is 2 alpha na? And gamma value is 3 alpha. Can you write 3 alpha as alpha plus beta? Because gamma is equal to 3 alpha na, 3 alpha can be written as alpha plus 2 alpha. That is nothing but alpha plus 2 alpha, nothing but beta na. So gamma is equal to alpha plus beta. Okay. If suppose they are asking gamma in terms of beta. So I want gamma in terms of beta only. I don't want alpha. Then from this relation, alpha can be written as beta by 2. 2 will be taken this side. Then what is the formula for gamma? Gamma is 3 alpha na? 3 into instead of alpha, if you substitute beta by 2, then we can get gamma as 3 beta by 2. Understand? So, gamma in terms of alpha and beta is alpha plus beta. Only in terms of beta, 3 beta by 2. Only in terms of alpha, 3 alpha. Beta in terms of alpha, 2 alpha. Understand? So these are the relations between alpha, beta and gamma for isotropic solids. Understand? Beta value how much? 2 alpha. Sometimes they take sheet but given only alpha value. Sheet indicates superficial expansion now, but they given alpha. Then instead of beta, you substitute 2 alpha. Then numericals becomes easy to you. Understand? Similarly, they explain related to the cube but given the value of alpha. Cube indicates they have volume expansion, means formula related to the gamma, but they given alpha value at that time. Instead of gamma, if you substitute 3 alpha, then the numerical become easy to you. Are you understand? So this is for isotropic solids. Understand? Now let us see for anisotropic solid. What is isotropic? Isotropic means expansion is same in all directions, then it is called isotropic solids. Anisotropic means expansion is different in different directions while you heating the solid substance. So along x-axis, if suppose expansion is taken as alpha x, along y-axis, coefficient of linear expansion taken as alpha y. Along z-axis, the coefficient of linear expansion is taken as alpha z. Then, for anisotropic solids, the average value of alpha is equal to alpha x plus alpha y plus alpha z by 3. Alpha x plus alpha y plus alpha z by 3. Understand? What is the average value of beta? Beta value is 2 alpha na. So 2 into alpha x plus alpha y plus alpha z by 3. Okay? If you want to write it, beta like this. 2 by 3 into alpha x plus alpha y plus alpha z. Clear? Now, if you want in cube, that means the average value of gamma. Gamma formula 3 alpha na. Multiplied with 3, then 3 cancel, then the value of gamma now becomes alpha x plus alpha y plus alpha z. Okay. So, for isotropic solids, these are the formulas, and for anisotropic solids, we have different formulas for average values of alpha, beta and gamma. Is it clear? So, in three-dimensional view means just imagine one cube here, just enough. Okay, along x-axis alpha x, along y-axis alpha y, and along z-axis alpha z. Are you understand? So these are the relation between alpha, beta and gamma. Okay. Now we would like to know about what happens to the density with temperature. Variation of density of substance with temperature. Okay, so we know the formula for density. Density formula mass by volume. Na? So D is equal to m by V, and we know on rising temperature of a solid substance, volume is increases. Okay, if volume is increases while mass of the substance always remains constant, then the density of the substance is decreases, because density and volume now are inversely proportional to each other. So if the volume is increases, density of the substance is decreases. So clearly, what happens to the density of a substance with temperature? On rising temperature, density of substance decreases. Understand? On rising temperature, density of substance is decreases. Now, try to evaluate the formula for density at T degree Celsius. For that, I would like to take the formula for coefficient of volume expansion gamma. Gamma formula is Vt minus V naught by V naught into T na. Okay. Now from this, can you write a formula? Volume is equal to mass by density na. Volume will be taken this side, density will be taken this side. Now V naught is equal to mass always remains constant, so m by d naught, and Vt is equal to m by dt. So substitute the value of V naught and Vt in this formula. Then gamma now becomes Vt nothing but m by dt minus V naught m by d naught by m by d naught into T na. Now in the numerator, m is common and take LCM. LCM is dt d naught na. So here we got d naught minus dt by m by d naught into T. See here, m cancel na, D naught and D naught cancel now. So what is the formula you got? Gamma is equal to D naught minus dt by dt into t. So this is the formula for coefficient of cubical expansion or volume expansion in terms of the densities. Understand? D naught minus dt by dt into t. Now let us find the formulas for density at 0 degree Celsius and density at t degree Celsius by using this relation. Okay? Let us see. So we want density of the substance at 0 degree Celsius, means D naught I want. For that these two will be taken this side. Then D naught minus dt is equal to, if you take these two this side, gamma dt into t now. Then density of substance at 0 degree Celsius is D naught is equal to, dt will be taken that side and common dt, then we got dt into 1 plus gamma t. Okay, if you know the density at t degree Celsius, if they ask the density at 0 degree Celsius, please utilize this formula. And if they ask density of substance at t degree Celsius, so I want dt, this value will be taken this side. So dt becomes d naught by 1 plus gamma t. Understand? Now, gamma value is very small. Then we have in binomial expansion a formula 1 plus x whole power n is equal to 1 plus nx. Okay? Higher order terms are neglected. Then we can write a formula 1 plus nx. If x value is lesser than 1. We said gamma value is very small, then you can write this one as d naught into 1 plus gamma t whole power minus 1. This is similar to this formula. That's why we have another formula for a dt, that is d naught into 1 minus gamma t. Minus 1 will be taken this side, plus into minus 1 nothing but minus. So minus gamma t. This is came from this formula. Understand? So these are the formulas related to variation of density of substance with temperature. Okay? Simply on rising temperature, density of substance always decreases, and from the formula of coefficient of cubical expansion, Vt minus V naught by V naught into T, instead of volume, I substitute mass by density and I got one relation of gamma. Gamma is equal to d naught minus dt by dt into t. Now from this formula we got density of substance at 0 degree Celsius and density of substance at t degree Celsius. Okay, if the value of gamma is very small, you can utilize this formula. Otherwise, the general formula for dt is this one. Clear now? Thank you.